different blockages on the path of devotional service, which are the things we struggle with. And in this case here, the killing of Dhenukasura, is that there are two demons that Balaram kills directly. And Balaram, he's connected with the spiritual master. He is the foundation by which we execute devotional service under the guidance of Krishna's pure representative, the bona fide spiritual master. Come closer. We're all vegetarians, don't worry about it. Okay, thank you. And these two demons require your own personal effort along with the mercy of the Lord, both. These are kind of unique within the category of elimination of elimination of an artist, is that one has to make a personal effort to recognize these particular anarthas and work in a certain way to destroy the obstacles. In other words, not to feed into them, to avoid them, and pray for the mercy of the Lord. And they represent Lord Balaram. That's why in this section you'll hear about two demons. One is called Dhenukasura. And the pastime goes that Krishna and Balaram were in the forest and they were playing with all their friends, which they always do. And the friends some of them came back from another forest and said, "Hey Krishna, there's this other forest, it's named Talavan, and there are so many beautiful tall trees with this beautiful, tasty, very succulent, sweet fruit, and we really want some. So get us some." Because when the cowherd boys want something, they go to Krishna or Balaram. So Krishna was thinking, all right, maybe we can also enjoy some of these fruits. But the problem was, this forest was Kamsa's forest, and he had put this demon, along with his associates, to guard the forest and to bring the fruits to him. Nobody else was getting it. And Dhenuk was the, more or less the guardian and the servant of Kamsa. And he's in the form of an ass, a donkey. And Prabhupada used to say donkey is nature's Mack truck. If you want to get some work done, at least in the more simplified area of life, you get a donkey and you load him on with a lot of things that you want moved from one place to another. And you hang a carrot in front of his nose, prashad, and for him that's like Sunday feast. So he's very much inclined to chase after these things, and he moves your load along. And he also, sometimes we give him grass. What Prabhupada says, the grass is available right there in front of him, but he thinks I have to work in order to get the grass. So this mentality of working simply for the basic things in life is what we call ass mentality, working hard simply to maintain this body. And so he represents laziness, bad habits from previous lives, and lethargy, and pretty much ignorance. So Balaram, the pure spiritual master represented, is the person that can help us overcome any of these characteristics that may be there in our practice of Krishna consciousness. And so Krishna and Balaram, along with the cowherd boys, they go to the forest, and and they see all these beautiful, very high trees, tall trees, nice, beautiful fruits. And so Balaram, immediately he jumps in and starts shaking the trees, and fruits are falling to the ground. He's picking up and he's enjoying the fruits, and he's having a nice little, meal. And all of a sudden, it arouses Dhanuk. So he comes and he said, "Who's in my forest? What's going on here? Who's that person?" And so he gets angry, and he runs. He's a donkey, and he's running full speed. And sorry about that. It was actually the noise was quite subdued. It was much louder than that. Okay, Sri Sri Krishna Balaram ki jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Gaurnitai ki jai. And kicks Balaram full force in the chest. And for Balaram, that's like a little breeze hitting him. It's like nothing, So he's thinking, there's some disturbance, but I'm going on. So he continues eating his fruit. And Dhanuk, he's thinking, I'm going to try again. So he backs up. This time he puts it in high gear. And he runs full force. And again, when he kicks Balaram in the chest. And Balaram says, "That's enough, it is." So he grabs him by the hind legs, and he just he throws him into a tree, and while he's spinning it around, he's kind of like, he's gone, he's finished. Centrifugal force death, he died by, sometimes we spin like that in Kirtan and we fall over or something. But we're still alive because it's Kirtan. And so, the Dhanuk is finished, and he hits the tree. When he hits the tree, one tree hits another tree, it collapses and hits another tree. And the trees are falling down, and all the fruits are falling down. All the cowherd boys and Krishna's coming, "Yay, we got some nice fruits." They're all picking it up. Wow, this is like a Sunday feast at Zurich Temple. It's Hare Krishna. So it's really nice. So they're enjoying all these nice fruits, and then Dhanuk has a group of friends. They're his associates, cohorts, you might say. And they join in, and they start chasing after Balaram and Krishna. And Balaram and Krishna just don't want to be bothered. It's prasadam time. When you're taking prasadam, you don't want to be bothered. So they grabbing these demons and just flinging them up in the tree. And it says, as it's described in his pastime, it was a beautiful panoramic sight, because each of these different demon asses were different colors, so it looked like a nice rainbow. Because when the Lord touches something, it becomes auspicious. So this demon was killed. So this demon, as we mentioned, represents, I'll actually read a little bit that's mentioned here of Dhanukasura's demise here. Just to reiterate, Dhanukasura was a powerful demon who had assumed the form of an ass. With his demon's friends, he was occupying Talavan, one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Out of fear of these demons, no one could approach Talavan and enjoy the numerous flowers and fruits in the forest. Balaram, induced by his cowherd friends, entered the forest desiring to kill these demons. He began shaking the fruit trees, making a big noise. Dhanuk, furious at the intrusion, attacked Balaram with his rear legs, but Balaram easily picked him up by his legs and whirled him around until he died. As the other demon friends of Dhanuk rushed to attack, Krishna and Balaram picked them up and threw them on the trees, killing them. Soon the forest was free of all demons, and it appeared that the bent trees were being directed by Balaram to pay obeisances to Krishna. So when Krishna and Balaram kill demons, it's actually a very wonderful experience, both for the demons and for everyone. So this is, so it mentions that we need to pray to our spiritual master and work in such a way as to eliminate these anarthas represented by this particular demon. So this is very fundamental to the practice of devotional service. Because as we practice devotional service, there will be obstacles. There's no doubt about it. That is the nature of having a material body and being in the material world. And these obstacles sometimes are our own attachments to material desires, which we want to fulfill. And sometimes we find it's a conflict. We still want them, but at the same time they cause us problems. So the mercy comes from the spiritual master, who is the representative of the Lord Balaram. So therefore Prabhupada used to say, we should pray to Lord Balaram for spiritual strength. For spiritual strength. He can give spiritual strength. The word Bala means strength or power, and the word Rama means one who enjoys pleasure by using. So Balarama actually means one who enjoys using his strength, but that strength is not physical strength, it's spiritual strength. So if we need the mercy of Lord Balaram, we pray to him in order to help us remove those obstacles. Because as Srila Prabhupada, who is the representative of the spiritual masters, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one devotee said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I'm meeting with so many obstacles in my devotional service. Prabhupada said, you just come to me and I can kick out. He used the word, kick out all of these obstacles with one swish of my foot. So yeah, if we actually take shelter in a serious way to our spiritual master and we work accordingly to their directions, then there's no obstacles in devotional service. If we try to overcome the obstacles themselves, we may get a little bit of success, but we can never rid ourselves without the mercy of the Lord. That's required. Okay, so, and the second, I'll read about the second demon that is also connected with Lord Balaram. And this I'll read a little bit. This is the killing of a Palambasura. Once, when Krishna and Balaram were playing with the cowherd boys, a demon named Palamba entered their midst, disguised as a cowherd boy. Understanding the invincible potency of Krishna, he had instead decided to abduct Balaram. At the end of the game, as the losing party, he was supposed to carry Balaram on his shoulders. Carrying the Lord on his shoulders, he ran swiftly, but Balaram, realizing the true identity of the demon, began to make himself heavier and heavier. Unable to bear the weight, the demon assumed his original form, which was like a huge, dark, effulgent cloud decorated with golden ornaments. Balaram then brought his fist on the head of the demon, splitting it in two and causing him to give up his life. I have to do this to get rid of some frustration sometimes. Sannyas life, you know. Please excuse me. So, yeah, so this is an example of how, again, in the relationship to this particular demon, so what does Palambasura represent? He represents illicit or wrong and unauthorized connection with the opposite sex. And this is the material world, and this is the adiras, now become the what we call the obstacle in our practice of Krishna consciousness. So there is connection with the opposite sex, but it has to be done according to religious principles, and then it will develop into a relationship that is beneficial for both. But if it's not done that way, then it takes a person's mind away from devotional service, and one gravitates down to more of a desire to enjoy the senses and becomes very, very mean. And so this demon, Palambasura, represents that illicit connection to the opposite sex. And we all know that this is a very great stumbling block in the path of devotional service. And therefore, Balaram, his mercy, which is manifested in the form of the Guru, in our efforts, again, we emphasize this point, one has to make that effort to overcome this wrong association. And that requires some prayer from the mercy of the Lord, and at the same time, carefully trying to avoid those traps that one can fall in that will exacerbate or to enhance one's wrong dealings. So again, you have to make a personal effort. When it comes to the demons that Krishna killed, by the power of your own devotional service, you can overcome each of those anarthas that those demons represent. But the two that Balaram killed are different, because we have to not only pray for the mercy, make the effort, but we have to always make sure that we don't get trapped by these wrong desires. So it's a conscious effort in that way. So these are some of so Lord Balaram is there, and he is very merciful, and we glorify Lord Balaram as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who likes to serve the Lord. He is the Lord, but he likes to serve the Lord. Therefore, it's explained that he is also known as Servitor Godhead. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who serves Krishna in the role of a servant. In other words, he assists the Lord in all of his pastimes. We were mentioning this morning that Lord Balaram appears in all 5 of the rasas: neutrality, dasya ras, servitorship, sakya ras, vatsalya ras, parental affection, and madhurya ras. So Balaram is always in the mood of thinking or doing how to assist the Lord in every aspect of his pastimes. So in the neutrality, and this is important for devotees to understand, he appears as the shoes of Krishna. So on the altar sometimes we have the Lord's padukas, his shoes. They are actually none different than Lord Balaram. They're not just, shoes. They're actually a manifestation of Lord Balaram. The Lord's clothing is also Lord Balaram. His different dresses. The artsy paraphernalia by which we use to worship the Lord is an expansion of Lord Balaram. The umbrella, sometimes we see the Lord is in this umbrella over the head of the Lord. That is also Lord Balaram. And sometimes, not sometimes, but in certain cases, the jewelry that the Lord wears is also Lord Balaram. So those of you who do pujari work, you should be very much aware that these things that you're placing upon the Lord are actually non-different than the Lord in one sense, in the real sense. Now, some of the jewelry, not all of the jewelry, is actually Balaram. And that's because not all jewelry is bona fide, sometimes we use these costume stuff, which is really not, it's imitation jewelry. But real jewelry is Balaram. So, the Lord likes to serve the Lord serving the Lord in the mood of neutrality or neutral or assisting. And Dasya Ras mentions in a general statement he serves the Lord in different ways. He just thinks of different ways to serve. In Sakya Ras he becomes the friend of Krishna. And they're both in the mood of cowherd boys. And in that relationship, he plays with Krishna with different games with the different associates of Krishna in Sakya Ras. And Vatsalya Ras, he appears as the older brother of the Lord, and he takes care of Krishna when Krishna is going out to the fields and playing with the cows or serving the cows, or Krishna is playing with his friends. His mother Yasoda is always worried about Krishna. She said, he's going to get hurt, he's going to fall down, some dog is going to get him, or something inauspicious is going to happen. So she feels happy when Balaram is there, because Balaram protects Krishna. So he's in the mood of Vatsalya Ras. We were speaking earlier today, the word Vatsalya, Vatsa means calf, So why is that the terminology used for parental affection? Because the epitome of parental affection, as understood by Vedic culture, is the cow's love for the calf. The cow's love for the calf. There is no greater form of motherly affection that is shown by the cow. And the example is given that if there's, say, thousands of calves, and there's a cow standing there, she'll know exactly where her calf is. You don't have to tell her, you don't have to show her. By her loving and mood towards her calf, she goes right to her calf. She'll bypass all the other calves. It's just the nature of cows. They have so much affection for their children. And so about Vatsalya Ras. And then the last one is Madhurya Ras, and that is Balaram becomes the younger sister of Srimati Radharani, known as Ananga Manjari. So, I don't know too much about that. There's not much mentioned in the scriptures. I told a little personal story this morning. What happened to me when I made this same lecture in the very august assembly of great Vaishnavas in the Ukraine festival, when there were 1,000 devotees, not thousands, about 8,000 devotees. I had to give a class. And I was speaking the same thing. And then I said, well, Balaram appears as Ananga Manjari, the younger sister of Srimati Radharani. And I thought, yeah, that's right. So at the end of the class, I went back to my room and I hear, hey, Maharaj, you there? Yeah, come on in. Oh, I didn't know who he was. He said, I'm your god brother. Okay. And he said, I have a problem. I have a question. You said that, that Balaram appears as Ananga Manjari, the younger sister of Radharani, and Madhurya Ras. Where is that in the Shastra? I never heard of it. He didn't like it either. It seemed for him to be too far out for him to handle. So I said, well, I don't really have a scriptural reference, but I do have one reference. I said, I heard it from Radhanath Swami. He said, oh, okay. So I got through that one somehow. So if you don't know at least the authority of the scriptures, you quote the great souls in the movement who have more knowledge. So I was saved by that one. So yeah, but it is there. But if anybody knows where it's mentioned, I would be happy to also learn about that. But it is mentioned. So these are some of the pastimes of Lord Balaram. There's so much we could speak about Lord Balaram. Does anybody have a particular Leela of Lord Balaram they would like to hear? Anything? Or, yeah. Oh, the chess match, yeah, with Rukmi and the king of Kalinga. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's here. Well, if it's here, I can read it, but I don't think so. I only have 46 pages to look through. It looks good, but I don't know what's there. So, yeah. Rukmi was really angry with Krishna because his sister, Rukmini, got married to Krishna, and he wanted Shishupal, powerful demon who was in opposition to Krishna, to marry his sister. But Rukmini, her heart has already set her, and her mind were fixed on Krishna. So it was arranged also. And Krishna came and captured Rukmini. And there was a big fight by some of the soldiers who were there, Shishupal's army, and there were other armies. And Krishna and Balaram fought these attacking soldiers, and Krishna came away with Rukmini. And that was his principal queen in Dwarka. So Rukmini didn't like really Krishna or Balaram. So he was thinking how to get back. So he challenged Krishna to a chess match. But Krishna said, no, Balaram can do it. And Balaram, he can't play chess so good. He's expert at everything, but it seems like that it's mentioned he's not so good. So there was this chess match, and they were wagering different amounts of gold. Started off with 10 gold coins, and then so the first match, the king of Kalinga, he was supposed to be the person who was judging who's the actual winner, but he was favoring Rukmi. It was a setup. And so Balaram lost the first match. He lost the next match, which was a higher stakes. He lost the next one. Balaram's getting angry because he's losing all the time. He gets kind of angry sometimes. And so his anger is just increasing. Krishna's there along with Rukmini, and Krishna's not saying anything. He's watching. And so, because Krishna doesn't want to favor Balaram because it may make Rukmini feel unhappy because that's her brother. And he doesn't want to favor Rukmini because it may make Balaram unhappy, so he remains somewhat just a neutral, onlooker. So it's going on. Finally, they wager something like 10,000 gold coins. And Balaram won. He actually won the match. But Rukmi said, no, I won. And Balaram said, no, and they start arguing. And then the king of Kalinga, he came in and said, no, Rukmi won. So Balaram couldn't take it anymore. So he took out his club, he smashed Rukmi, and then the king of Kalinga, every time Rukmi would win, he would smile, and he had this big smile. He had really nice teeth. He went to the best dentists, he had all of the best surgery. And he had this big, and so Balaram just gave him a little dental work. Any dentist is here? And then he had to go back to the dentist, but there was no dentist to go to because that was the end of him. So Krishna's watching the whole thing, and Rukmini's getting all distressed because her brother is getting beat up. So Balaram, he gets angry. He does, he gets angry sometimes. And then he shows his anger, but it's transcendental because his anger is always for the benefit of others. So that's a particular pastime. Any other pastimes that seems to be interesting to devotees? Yes. Is that you have your hand up like that? No, okay. Be careful. Anything above the elbow is, is an arm raise.
Yeah, we can talk about Ramgat when he pulls the Yamuna.
Oh yeah, we can. That one I have here. I can just read it really quickly. See, Jamuna Devi chastised. It's just a little synopsis. Once, Lord Balaram, who was living in Dwarka, came back to stay in Vrindavan for 2 months. At this time, he enjoyed his pastimes with his gopi friends, who were different from the gopis of Krishna. Enjoying such pastimes on the bank of the Jamuna at Ramgat, the Lord summoned Jamuna so that he could sport in the waters. When Jamuna Devi did not respond, Lord Balaram took up his favorite weapon, his plow, and began to drag Jamuna in 100 streams. Understanding the position of Balaram, Jamuna Devi personally appeared and offered her obeisances to the Lord with many prayers in his glorification. Thus appeased, the Lord entered and bathed in the waters of the river. So it says even today, when she first initially didn't respond, Balaram got angry and he hit his plow into the ground and he dissected her waters into different streams. And it says even today that is the situation. That was all done by Lord Balaram. So, and then Balaram was happy. As she came, she offered beautiful prayers. She acknowledged that she didn't recognize who he was, and she was very apologetic, very humble, and glorified Balaram in a nice way. And Balaram was pleased, and then of course he took the opportunity along with his gopis, because it says Balaram has a set of gopis that are different than Krishna's gopis when he dances the rasa dance. And these are younger gopis, and so they all came together with Lord Balaram and they were playing various types of water sports. And Balaram enjoys that. So that particular pastime is there. There's a nice picture of that drawn where Balaram is there and Jamuna is like this, offering her prayers. So the pastimes of the Lord, and it says, Satam pasangam mamavirya sambido bhavanti ritkarna rasayana kata. That in the association of devotees, if we hear and chant the glories of the Lord, and then it becomes rasayana. It's sweet, it's nectar. And it goes to the ear and heart and charms the mind and awakens our attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the more we hear the pastimes of the Lord, and the more we absorb ourselves in hearing these pastimes, the more we awaken our attraction and our attachment for Krishna. It's automatic. Because Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's activities, his qualities, Balaram's, all of these things are on the spiritual platform, and they awaken the soul's natural love for the Lord. When we chant the holy name, we're awakening our love for Krishna. When we're hearing about the Lord, and it's gradually developing, and as we practice that in a very continuous way, and then we become more and more Krishna conscious. And this is the essence of Krishna consciousness. The essence of Krishna consciousness is to hear and chant the glories of the Lord. And if we continue to do that in a regular way with devotees who enthusiastically participate, then all of your problems are gone. Sometimes people say, Maharaj, got a problem. I said, well, how's your rounds? I answer by saying that. Are you chanting regularly? Are you going to the Kirtan? So you're taking time to associate with devotees. And if you do that, you'll find you'll have less problems. Problems are due to not enough Krishna consciousness. That's all it is. And especially hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. So we have 5 minutes before we conclude. Is there any questions or comments? Nice to see so many wonderful devotees here. Kandita? Thank you for coming. Wow, really pleasure to see you. Hare Krishna. And I'm bad with names, but our dazzling martial artist, Dina Dayal, yeah, he's very merciful. Thank you for all, and so many wonderful devotees. Thank you for all coming. It's a very special day, and there's a wonderful feast waiting for everyone in glorification. When I was in New Vrindavan, on Balaram's appearance day, we would always offer him a large bowl of honey. And that was the favorite prasadam of the devotees, to get that honey after it was offered to Lord Balaram. So, yeah. And there's a pastime related to that, and how Balaram got drunk, intoxicated on a beverage called Varuni. Varuni beverage is honey liquor. So Balaram, he's transcendental to all of these things that we do. When we do these things, we get in trouble. But when he does it, it becomes a source of great happiness for everybody. Any comments, questions by anyone? Yes, Mataji?
Thank you so much for this wonderful class. I just have a very short question.
We take long questions too.
I was wondering, where was this, where could we find which demon represents which qualities of us?
Yeah, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written one book called Chaitanya Shikshamrita. And Srila Prabhupada actually has recommended that devotees in ISKCON read that book by Srila Bhaktivinoda. Towards the end, he lists 20 different demons and the different anarthas like that. And devotees in our movement have also extracted that section, given seminars on that, called the Demons of Vrindavan, which describe the different demons, the anarthas, and the commentaries, in some cases, by great personalities like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Jiva Goswami. They give commentaries explaining what these anarthas are. So, if you want something like that, I have a copy of that, a soft copy. I can send it to you or to anyone who wants it. If I have one email address I can send it to, who will be a foundation to distribute it to the other devotees, and we can do it that way. Who would like to volunteer their email? Krishna Prema, you? Krishna Prema Rupa? I can send it to you, and anybody that wants it can go for it. And it's interesting, because these are the things we struggle with in our Krishna consciousness.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Yes? Remind me about this. After Prashad, not before, I'll forget.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. You repeatedly mentioned how we have to pray to the spiritual master, and you also mentioned how Prabhupada said that you just take my shelter and I will kick out these difficulties. Like Prabhupada said how he is so capable of kicking out these difficulties that we have if we properly surrender to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
So a question arose in my heart that how do we properly surrender to Srila Prabhupada? Because every day we make some effort. So.
Well, the essence or the foundation by which surrender develops is, to hear regularly from the spiritual master, understand the instructions and carry it out. And that's the preliminary. If we don't do that, then we'll find ourselves always coming to the spiritual master with so many problems. The problem is we don't really take his instructions to heart and follow him completely. And therefore that requires questions sometimes. How should we follow the instructions? How do they apply to me in my situation? Like that. But complete surrender means Manaso deho geho yogichu more arpilu tu alpade Nanda Kishore. My dear Nanda Kishore Krishna Bhakti Vinod Thakur praise. My home, my possessions, my family, my very body, it's yours. It belongs to you. Everything I have is simply your mercy. And therefore, it is my duty to use everything I have in your service. So try to use whatever Krishna gives you in Krishna's service, and you won't have any problems. Is that we make a division between this is mine and this is Krishna's. That's a problem. This is full of surrender. But when we run into problems, then we consult, or either Shastra, Guru, or qualified devotees who can guide us. And that is the purpose of our ISKCON movement, is to create a family-type mood where we can help and assist each other in our practice of devotional service. So, Prabhupada's idea is whatever you need, you can find it in the association of devotees. So we should be in that mood. What is the biggest problem? The mind. You got it. The mind is always telling us something else. You know, don't become too Krishna conscious because you'll be a fanatic. And then you won't be able to enjoy those things that you really want to enjoy. Maya will tell you that. But there's no such thing as too Krishna conscious. There's always not enough. Because Krishna consciousness means fulfillment of all desires and all the aspirations we're ever looking for in life. Simply by engaging in devotional service, and particularly hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. That's the fast track. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, after he explains all the anarthas, all the demons connected with it, all of the steps by which one can eliminate the anarthas, and he says, and if you want to get rid of anarthas fast, just do Kirtan. Stay in the Kirtan. This is where the anarthas leave quickly. Keep that Kirtan mood too. What is that mood of Kirtan? Glorification of the Lord and the association of devotees. That is the mood of Kirtan. Okay, so yeah, speaking, I think 7 o'clock is Gaur Arti?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful remaining evening on glorification of Lord Balaram. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Chandramauli Maharaj.
Jai.
Haribo.
Ja, men ganska gott. Ja,
Kiva Jayo Jaya Bhoda Dante Arotike Soha Madhuram Hirdanga Bhaja Bhaja Sankha Bhaja Ghanta Bhaja Madhur 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 Bhaja Sankha Bhaja Ghanta Bhaja Madhur 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 Bhaja Madhur Sankha Bhaja Ghanta Bhaja Madhur 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 Bhaja Sankha Bhaja Ghanta Bhaja Madhur 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 Bhaja Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Gaur. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jiva Bahu Koti Chandradhini Vadana Deshe Vanna Mala Kore Jalu Shiva Sukha Dhara Premega Gidhara Bhatati Vinora Dekhe Hora Sampaya Dekhe Hiva Jaya Jaya Hora Chandhe Hara Dikhe Go! Hiva Jaya Jaya Hora Chandhe Arati Kekhova Hora Chandhe Gana Vitanta Gorangaya Hoti Sobha Dhagajana Anadova Dhagajana Gorangaya Hoti Sobha Dhagajana Anadova Gorange Ahodi Shobha Jagajanam Analoba Hariva 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 Thai Ghar Hariva 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gauda Bhakta Vrindan Chaitanya Nityananda Gaur Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gauda Bhakta Vrindan Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindan Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ho 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 ho. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Gauranga, hey. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Gauranga, hey. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Oh, ho, ho. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Krishna Krishna, Gauranga, hey. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Krishna Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, oh. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Gauranga Hey Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare 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 Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madhava Mohan Giridhari Gopinath Madhava Mohan Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Hey Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Nitai Gaur. Hey, hey, hey! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, oh, oh. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladev Jai, Subhadra. Hey! Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladev Jai, Subhadra. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladev Jai, Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Gauranitai. Hey, hey, hey! Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Hey, hey! Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaura Premanande, Sri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maharani Ke, Gaura Nitai Ke, Prabhupada Ke, Harinam Sankirtan Ke, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Jayom Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivajagacharya. Astottara Satta Sri Sriman. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya. Astottara Satta Sri Sriman, His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ki. Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Sri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunath Sadgoswami Ki, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gauda Bhakta Vrindaki, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shamakund Radhakund, Giri Govardhan Ki, Vrindavan Dham Ki, Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki, Sri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki, Ganga Mai Ki, Jamuna Mai Ki, Tulasi Devi Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrindaki, Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki, Gauda Nitai Ki, Sri Maha Mahotsava Avirbhav Sri Balaram Ji Ki, Balaram Jayanti Ki, Sri Balaram Ji Ki, Go Premanande! Glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Singha, Bharatun Singha. Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamala Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna dear devotees, thank you so much for coming, celebrating here. And a special thanks also again to His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So now we're going to invite Madhava Prabhu. We're going to have a Kirtan for another hour. And after that there will be a Mahaprasadam feast served outside. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, please, just if I can ask for your attention. Haribol, thank you, thank you. So just for the few seconds we are setting things up, and many of you came late. His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj, he will be staying with us till Monday, and he, Haribol. So he very kindly agreed to give more programs. Tomorrow we have another Srimad Bhagavatam class with Maharaj, and in the evening, 7 o'clock, there will be a program here in the temple room. And then on Saturday, morning class in Langenthal. In the afternoon, there is a program at 5 o'clock, I believe. And Sunday, morning class, 12:45, the Swiss Tamil Krishna Society class, and 4 o'clock, the Sunday festival class. So please come, join, and take opportunity of his association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishmadaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharini Nirvishesha Shrinivari Vasithyadi Siddharini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for coming today and blessing us with your presence. Maharaj, thank you for coming again and being with us here. We have a few friends from Vrindavan, Sanathan Prabhu and his sons. Welcome. So today's a very special day. Can we just close the door please? Thank you. Just close the door. Thank you. Today is a very special day. It's the appearance day of Lord Balaram. And without the mercy of Guru, without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, without the mercy of Lord Balaram, we cannot chant the holy names. So today is a very special day where we can pray for Lord Nityananda's, for Lord Balaram's mercy, so that one day we can have this unflinching faith in the chanting of the holy names. Because by chanting and hearing the holy names, this is the fastest way to go back home, back to Godhead. And everyone loves to chant, everyone loves to dance. So this is what the Hare Krishna movement is all about. Chanting and dancing. Simple for the simple and complicated for the complicated. This is what Srila Prabhupada says. So please chant loudly, please chant for the pleasure of Shri Shri Gauranitai, Shri Shri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and Shri Shri Krishna Balaram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, a little louder, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time, a little louder, with your heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody a little louder, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody please chant a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Everybody, very loudly, with your heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare very loudly for Lord Balaram. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Gaura Premanande Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki, Giri Govardhan ki, Shri Vrindavan ki, Shri Mayapur Dham ki, Ramacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki, His Grace Indra Prabhu ki, His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj ki, Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki, Gaura Premanande. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalonasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva, Gatiranyata. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalonasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva, Gatiranyata. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalonasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva, Gatiranyata. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki, Gaura Premanande. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripasidibheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for coming and chanting and dancing with us. You know, this mantra, like Srila Prabhupada says, these three words, Hare Krishna and Rama, contains everything that we need to go back home, back to Godhead. We just need to take this mantra very seriously, learn how to chant this mantra, like Srila Prabhupada also says, sincerely. That's the secret. Hare Krishna. Now it's the favorite part of everyone's prasadam time.
Thank you.